Thank you so much for having me, and I'm honored to be included. I just wrote a book called Reclaiming Your Community. You don't have to move out of your neighborhood to live in a better one. The thing about spatial justice, community is not just a place, it's an activity. But how it's built, what people are coming back home to, how people live their lives while they're in it, is super important. One of the most effective and insidious effects of white supremacy is that it leads not only actual white supremacists, but some people of color and other allies to support the misguided notion that poverty is a cultural attribute of low status communities. In other words, low status communities will always need help because as a class, they will simply never move in the right direction, despite billions of dollars spent year after year for decades. Most low status communities I've come in contact with, including my own, contain a wealth of nonprofit programs designed to help people adapt to poverty: food pantries, homeless shelters, after school programs, homework well, job training programs, rental assistance, and rental housing lotteries for people in the lower income bands are abundant. Other programs facilitate the extraction of the brightest talent from low status communities. Think of the college readiness programs designed for a relatively small portion of high academic achievers among all the students with potential in low status community schools. The assumption is that the talent from our communities is expected to migrate out. In contrast, far fewer programs are designed to move people out of poverty or generate wealth as they stay within their own community, such as homeownership support, financial literacy, credit repair, and business development workshops for aspiring entrepreneurs. The problem with this decades-old status quo community development is that the same type of poverty-level economic maintenance is continuously repeated. Instead of banks and credit unions that could help people grow their money, check cashing stores and pawn shops proliferate. Instead of a diverse array of ways to feed yourself, like supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, and farmers markets, you'll find predominantly fast food and other unhealthy options. Instead of ways that encourage maintaining a healthy lifestyle through diet and exercise, you'll find more pharmacies and health clinics running lots of dollars through the community to treat lifestyle conditions such as diabetes and obesity. You'll also find many options to self-medicate via ubiquitous liquor stores. Instead of a vibrant mix of retail options, slight variations of dollar and discount stores will likely be your only options. Instead of different levels of housing affordability for both renting and homeownership, you'll find a high concentration of very low income, government subsidized rental housing. These generate huge fees for a small cast of players in the multifamily real estate development industry, while entrenching a landless class with little hope of breaking out and experiencing one of the most vaunted aspects of the American dream, homeownership. The net result is concentrated poverty and all the issues associated with poverty, from poor educational attainment, decreased health outcomes, and higher rates of people involved in the justice system. For example, billions of philanthropic dollars have been poured into the South Bronx. However, poverty, unemployment, health, and education and justice statistics continue to earn us the dubious distinction of being among the country's very poorest congressional districts for more than 30 years straight. Why is community development in low status communities so narrowly defined? I don't presume much, but I have launched and continue to refine my concept for a much more holistic approach to low status community development that starts from inside the community itself. I've learned that some see my approach as far outside the realm of possibility for someone like me, way too far for some folks. And I'll stop there. But thank you so much for having me at this amazing event. And I really just want to say, what we're trying to do is build those communities back to the point where people that are returning are actually coming back to something that could sustain and nurture and support and love up on them economically, socially, environmentally, spiritually. And thank you for having me.